Hey guys, Dino here, and I'm bringing you another video, this time to show you how to beat Letho, however you say his name. So, this guy can be a little bit of trouble if you don't know how to play him. Essentially, there's really not too many different ways to do it. Like I said, this guy comes at you fairly early on in the game, because of what I already talked about in the review and in some of the comments there. The combat here is pretty bland. It's pretty black and white. Either something works or it doesn't. So you just try out all your different moves. You've got 5 spells and 2 attacks, and that's pretty much it. So some combination of that will work. So essentially what you want to do here is you want to keep in close to diminish the possibility of him hitting you with that any of his air or fire spells. And basically you want to just roll and come around to his back and hit him with a strong strike, and that's pretty much it. That's the key to this guy. One of the things you guys might not know is that when you roll, you can control your roll. You can defy the laws of physics. It works, whatever. When he puts up his shield, he's invulnerable. Don't bother trying to hit him. Just bounces off and he'll counterattack you instantly. Anytime that you hit him and he blocks your strike, you usually end up eating a fireball or something like that to the face. Some of his moves are borderline unblockable just because he can hit you when you seem like you're behind him, so just be careful. But you know, obviously the strategy works pretty well. Real quick too, I wanted to address some of the criticisms people have addressed regarding my complaints of the combat in this game. I don't think that any topic should be off the table to talk about in any game. Just because this game is more focused on the RPG side, I don't think it should, you know, be a reason why we can't say, hey, the combat could use tuning up. I think that's kind of silly. The first Witcher did combat a lot differently, and I think I had a lot more fun playing it that way. You know, obviously depending on what game you're playing, if it's more of an RPG, you're probably going to get less combat, more RPG. But I think some of the comments were brought up Mass Effect and Batman, and both those games, just hardware-wise, weren't possible to do a few years ago. We're starting to get a blend of these hybrid action RPG-esque games, because everybody loves the RPG element. But back in the day, I mean, 10 years ago, I mean, you just didn't have the hardware to do both. So we're starting to get the blends of Mass Effect or Batman. And The Witcher definitely is taking more of an RPG stance, which is awesome. Cool story, great characters, a lot of fun. But in my opinion, the combat in The Witcher took a step down from the first game. And not only that, but it ended up somewhere between the first Witcher and Batman as well. And where it lets you basically jump back and forth between guys, but you don't have those escape options. And I think the worst part about the combat here is not only the fact that it lacks depth as a result of having so few abilities, but the ability to be juggled and having so few escape options. It can make it very, very frustrating, and then in order to beat a boss like this, I mean, what, you fucking barrel roll around him the entire time? That's not depth, that's not fun. So, whatever, now you know how to beat him.